In the shadow of Cheyenne Mountain and Pikes Peak, where the wind funnels through the granite peaks, a collection of silver giants stands guard over several areas of Colorado Springs. These are the kinetic sculptures of Starr Kempf, a man whose life was as intricate and volatile as the steel birds he loosed upon the sky. And this outdoor art is free to see in 3 different parts of town. Not being an artist myself, I feel that to understand his art is to understand a lifelong friction between a master's precision and a pioneer's restless spirit. So I'd like to tell you more about this unique, beloved artist. Starr was born August 13, 1917, in the Swiss Mennonite community of Bluffton, Ohio. His father Gideon, who he gets his middle name from, and 7 uncles were blacksmiths and carpenters. Growing up on a small farm, young Starr learned the grammar of engineering before he could drive a tractor. He spent his childhood carving wooden animals and sketching the draft horses that worked on the Ohio soil. His life wasn't easy. His father was hard on him, but his talent was undeniable. At just 17, a sketch of a horse pulling a cart caught the eye of prominent Colorado Springs art philanthropist Alice Bemis Taylor and earned him a scholarship to the Colorado Springs Fine Arts Center. There, he refined his hand in painting and drawing. However, the trajectory of his early career was interrupted by World War II. Starr served in the U.S. Army Air Corps, an experience that introduced him to aviation technology, knowledge that would later prove vital in balancing 50-foot steel structures. But it also took a heavy toll. He suffered a nervous breakdown during his service and was honorably discharged. In 1942, while recovering in Colorado Springs, he met Hedwig Rohling, a German immigrant and nurse. Starr proposed on their very first date at a local restaurant many of us here in Colorado Springs have been to, the Navajo Hogan. By 1948, the couple purchased a plot of land at the mouth of Cheyenne Canyon. On this property, Starr didn't just build a house, he engineered a masterpiece. He designed and hand-built every inch of their home, from the architecture to the furniture, down to the very tools used in his fireplace. For many decades, Starr made a living as a master craftsman, forging iron gates, benches, and lanterns for the elite residents of the Broadmoor area. But in his studio, a darker, more personal vision was brewing. Starting in 1955, he began creating small bronze sculptures with titles like The Devil's Churn. I tried unsuccessfully to find a picture of this particular piece of artwork. It sounds fascinating to me. His grandson, Joshua Kempf, later noted that these bronzes revealed the serious and telling side of Starr's personality, capturing a man struggling with inner demons and the weight of existence. The year 1977 marked the great pivot in Starr's career. Moving away from the dense, static weight of bronze, he began to experiment with steel and aluminum. He became obsessed with the wind. He wanted to create art that just didn't sit in nature but participated in it. This was the birth of his monumental kinetic sculptures. These towering sculptures, often exceeding 50 feet, were designed to mimic the anatomy of birds, pelicans, hawks, and mythical creatures. Each piece was an engineering marvel, requiring up to 3 years of solitary labor. Starr worked with high-grade steel, painstakingly balancing massive feathers and wings so that even a gentle canyon breeze could set thousands of pounds of metal into a silent, hypnotic dance. It really is amazing and breathtaking to stand at the base of these sculptures and to watch them move when there's only a light wind. Some pieces were equipped with spotlights to catch the moon, others were designed to trigger music as they rotated. He famously refused to sell these monumentals, despite 6-figure offers from collectors. To Starr, they weren't products, they were his family, his legacy, and his proof of life. As the sculptures grew in number, reaching a total of 10 by the early 1990s, so did the local fascinations. Neighbors were divided. Some saw the yard as a magical vehicle vault of the sky. Others saw a zoning nightmare that attracted unwanted traffic to their quiet street. He was a known workaholic who battled alcoholism and a volatile temper, once even shooting at one of his own sculptures in a fit of frustration. By 1994, failing heart health began to drain his physical strength, the very thing he needed to weld his giants. On April 7, 1995, Starr took his own life in his foundry, surrounded by the tools and the metals that defined him. Not because he was suicidal, but because he didn't want to be a burden to his family. He famously told a friend, quote, "Nobody remembers an artist who dies in their sleep." The drama didn't end with his death. A decade of legal windstorms followed as his daughter, Lottie, attempted to run the property as a museum. The city eventually ordered the removal of several pieces to resolve neighborhood disputes. Today, the legacy is split. Several of his most famous works, including Sunrise Serenade, Metronome, and Space Needle, are on long-term loan to the Entz Center for the Arts at UCCS. They can be seen driving down the nearby main road of Academy, or you can park for free and spend some more time with them. Another area gentrified by the city in 2020 is off South Nevada, called Creekwalk. Again, parking is free in the shopping center, and during a recent visit, I was shocked to see how nice this area is now. I used to work about a mile away, and this is not an area where I used to be willing to walk alone. There are several of his pieces on display along the creek. The third location is so cool to stop by. It's the former home of Starr Kempf on Pine Grove that ownership records show belonged to his grandson Joshua. To stand at the fence on a windy day and watch a 50-foot steel bird tilt its head toward the mountain is to witness a conversation between a man's genius and the invisible forces of the earth. But please, be respectful of the owners and residents of the area when visiting.